Hey friends, this is the Mrs. Wolfie from our Half Acre Homestead. Well, today we're going to make apple pie filling, and here's what you're going to need. I'm using my big tall 22 quart pressure canner to boil bath can. I don't see the sense in buying a boiling bath canner when I have a perfectly good 22 quart pressure canner with a rack in the bottom that'll do just as well. I've heated 7 lids, and I've got 7 jars in the oven, washed and rinsed and baked. And for our filling, you're going to need 10 cups of water, 4.5 cups of sugar, 1 cup of tapioca. I'm using tapioca starch. You can use cornstarch, potato starch, whatever floats your boat. I have a teaspoon of cinnamon with a 2-finger pinch of nutmeg, a 1/4 cup of lemon juice or the juice from 1 freshly squeezed lemon. And here I have a basket full of peeled and sliced apples. Now yes, folks, they're brown because I put them in lemon water in the fridge overnight, but it doesn't matter. The sauce is going to be brown anyway, and inside the apple is going to be white, so who cares? All right, let's get started. We don't want to start cooking our sauce first, for the simple reason is they tell you, some of them tell you to make it thick and bubbly, but that's just not the case. You don't want your sauce thick and bubbly. You want your sauce almost thick. So first, we're going to get our apples in our jars. We're just going to start dropping our apples into the jars. And Papa's really hoping that I'll have some left over and we'll be forced to make him an apple pie tonight. All right, we have our jars filled. We only have 6. If you're using quarts, this recipe would make 7 quarts. But I'm using 3 quarts and 3 liters, so this would probably make 6 full liters of apple pie filling. Let's get on with our sauce. All right, this water has to be cold. I've added the lemon juice. Let's add our sugar and our spice and everything nice. And our 1 cup of tapioca starch. So that's 4.5 cups of sugar, 1 cup of tapioca starch. Now folks, as you can see, my tapioca is clumping up a little bit. That's why we put it in cold first. I have tiny pearl tapioca, tiny tapioca, and I just grind it in the coffee grinder. And we're going to bring this to a boil, but we don't want it to completely thicken. So our lids are ready. Our canner is ready, and as soon as this starts to thicken, we'll be back. All right, it's just now starting to thicken. Now we want to fill our jars. You don't want this really thick when you pour it in your jars. So let's turn off the heat and let's get at it. This is kind of a quick process, so if it's too thick, it doesn't fill all the air holes. Always wipe the rims of your jars with a damp clean cloth or paper towel. Put on a hot lid and pop it into the boiling bath canner. Now, we have 1 inch to 2 inches of water covering our jars. And like I said, I'm not pressure canning. I'm just going to rest the lid on there. And when this comes up to a boil, we're going to process these jars in a boiling bath canner for 20 to 25 minutes. So when this comes to a boil, we'll set our timer. And then we'll be back. Alrighty. These have been boiling for 25 minutes. So we're just going to turn off and take them out and set them on a folded towel on the counter. And there you have it, folks. 6 apple pies in a jar. Well, 6 jars of apple pie filling anyway. If you worry about them looking kind of liquidy, these will thicken up as they cool down. All right? This is the Mrs. Wolfie from our Half Acre Homestead saying, find a deal on apples, make apple pie filling. Bye.